Okay, everybody, Michael Brown. I know that I haven't been posting very much. That's because we've been deep diving into a new line of not necessarily business, but yeah, it is. It's business, but it's more customer service, right? So, and that's our other page, which is Truth About, and that's on Facebook and social media. And we have links to our YouTube page. Like and subscribe. It's just all brand new, okay? But part of what we're going to do is in Orlando, Florida, we are also a solar contractor, been so for 20 years now, and likely the most accredited and highly trained contractor, possibly even in the state, let alone in my market, and one of less than a dozen nationally accredited companies in the country. Um, Having said that, that can be a sales job. So this is going to go on the Truth About, which is national. I'm not a chain with a bunch of different locations and stuff. I'm just one shop here in Orlando, Florida. However, the things to look for, and as a consumer, the things that really you should be doing is educating yourself. And how do you do that with the internet, right? Because every search is advertising and marketing. And the reason why we haven't been so prolific lately is because it's been very difficult lately in the business market trying to acquire leads and compete with people and companies that are super polished and super skilled at the sales game. We are super skilled and super polished at the design and installation of solar systems game, more so than they are at the sales game. However, how does the customer actually know the difference? So, free of charge to everybody, and all you've got to do is look at the description, and there are free links in the description to resources for you as a consumer to start to learn something that you wouldn't find in a simple Google search, because it's from the Department of Energy, the National Renewable Energy Laboratories, uh, educational institutions that offer continuing education classes and things like this. So on these links, what you're going to do is you're going to learn things like what the azimuth of the sun is. And one of the reasons that we're doing this is because I saw on social media a contractor, because we're in that uh, profession, installing a system, and they were very proud of it, but they are going to have shading from one row to the other. It's a ground mounted system, so tilted up, multiple rows. They're going to have shading. That customer is going to get terrible performance in the winter because the contractor didn't know anything, obviously didn't know anything about the sun path throughout the year. The azimuth of the sun changes monthly, right? And it's a cycle. It's a predictable cycle, right? And if it changes, we're all gone anyway. So we're either freezing to death or burnt, right? So, and it's been going on that way for as long as there's been things walking around on the face of the earth. You're going to learn things about how to measure radiance and the difference in a radiance depending upon where you are in altitude, above sea level, okay, from sea level up to top of a mountain, and the difference in a radiance and how a radiance is measured. The further you go away from the equator, whether you're going north latitude or south latitude, you're going to learn these things if you follow these links. Like I said, these are not advertiser links. These are educational links. These are things that are going to let you do things. There's even a link to what's called PV Watts, and what that is a solar system calculator. So you can design or predict the outcome of your system yourself. And it costs nothing. You won't get any spam. You don't have to log in. You don't have to register. You don't have to do anything. These are government sites. These are, and this is where everybody gets their information that they build their things that you do have to subscribe from. So there's like NASA, National Renewable Energy Laboratories. If you ever heard of Oak Ridge National Laboratory, Sandia National Laboratory, the Florida Solar Energy Center. The only one to be careful about is the Heat Spring, because they are not a government entity. They're an institution for learning and for teaching, and they're accredited, and you can learn a lot there. But they also have occasionally find a contractor near you, and if you fill out that information, you're just going to get bombarded by whoever's paying them the most money for your information, not necessarily anybody that knows anything more than the other. However, once you educate yourself and get yourself educated, rather than me tell you, because if I just tell you, I'm just another contractor pitching you against the other guy, and you have to say, do I trust this guy or do I trust this guy? Well, what I'm saying is you should trust that guy, the guy in the mirror. You is who you should trust. And we're going to give you the resources free of charge. I'm not charging you anything. In fact, I'm going to pay money to boost this out so that a lot of people have access to this, because a lot of people are going with renewable energy. And also, if you already have a system, is it doing what it's supposed to? Right? When you talk to somebody that comes out to do service, do they know what's going on? Really? Do you know more than they do? These are things that you actually should know, right? So that's what we're going to do. This is part of our plan. And part of the reason for the delays is because we've been delving deeply into marketing and everything else like that. And what we're going to be doing on the Truth About page is going to delve with a whole bunch of other things, including that industry, the marketing industry, because I have been pitched and tried to be sold so many things just simply by trying to gain knowledge, because that is something that unfortunately the free market, not the educational institutions, have the most up-to-date and good material. That doesn't mean that you have to follow lockstep with what they're doing. In fact, we're doing the opposite of what they're saying to do. We are not following lockstep what they're doing. We're seeing what everybody else is doing, and then what our approach is this is what everybody else is doing. How can we utilize the mechanism to reach people, but do a service for people, instead of trying to make millions or billions, which they all advertise that if you follow our method, you're going to make millions and billions and this, that, and the other, and your company is going to be the best in the whole wide world and everything. And by best, they mean make the most money, not the best as far as having the best outcome for the customer. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the method to reach everybody and to try, well, I don't know if I'm being as appealing as they're trying to be, but to also try to be as appealing as they're trying to teach everybody to be, and do that for the customer benefit, and try to reach a lot of people. And when we do have materials and things and electronic files and stuff like that, charge a very little amount of money. Okay, so that's our theory, and that's what we're going to go with. And this is for your benefit. Follow look on the description, follow the links, learn about solar, and then we'll start doing the same thing with other industries that you might be having work done. All right, Michael Brown, Truth About, Solar Ray, coming at you.